Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I hope you enjoy the video content. If you do, I would ask that you please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy videos featuring canning and southern cooking, I hope that you'll subscribe. So today I'm going to show you how I can black-eyed peas without soaking them. Black-eyed peas with okra and ham hock. Now I took a couple of ham hocks. I don't think you can see them. Took a couple of ham hocks and I put them in the Instapot and I run them on the stew setting, which is 50 minutes at 70 pounds in my Instapot. I run them twice and then I pull all the lean meat off of them. And I have the broth over here, warm. I have the broth over here that I cooked them in, that was created when I cooked them. So I just took a couple of jars out of the dishwasher. And I do not soak my black-eyed peas. Now I have washed my black-eyed peas and I have them ready. Most of you who watch my videos know that I have a very small kitchen and this is my entire canning space. So I do 2 or 3 jars and I put them in the canner and then I do 2 or 3 more. I am canning in a 23-quart Presto pressure canner. And I've done all the checks on it. I've checked the gasket and the vent and the locking mechanism. And I put the rack in it. It's got 3 quarts of water in it. And it's on low, so it's heating up. And it is starting to get warm. You never want to put cold jars in hot water. And you never want to put hot jars in cold water. That's temperature shock and it can cause all kinds of issues. So what we're going to do is I use 1/3 cup of black-eyed peas. Now I have washed I've rinsed all of these. And I get a good healthy 1/3 cup and I put that in my jar. And then I get a nice piece of ham hock, or a couple if they're small. That one looked pretty good. And this one looks pretty good. And then I put in frozen okra. It is still frozen. I forgot to thaw it. I don't put a lot. I put about 6 or 8 pieces in each jar. Now the okra pretty much disintegrates, but it gives it such an amazing flavor. I just cannot tell you what a great flavor it gives it. I do not salt my black-eyed peas. They're getting salt from the broth that I'm canning them in. They're getting salt and smoke from the ham hock. And when I open them and heat them up, I can always salt them if I need to. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to fill them with the broth. And I'm going to fill these to 1 inch of headspace, which generally, visually, is just about the bottom of this ring right here. So I'm going to fill them both up and then I'm going to debubble them. And I will adjust them if I need to. You definitely don't want to go over or less than 1 inch because your beans are going to swell. They're going to absorb a good deal of the liquid because they haven't been soaked. So they're going to soak up a lot of the liquid and a lot of the flavor. Alright, so now I'm going to debubble. So if you have a question about your headspace, the debubbler tool has this little headspace gauge on it, and I know that you can't see them, but there are little numbers on there. So you can set it on the side of your jar and you can check, it's kind of warm, but I'll hold it up. You can check and see if you're at the right headspace. So for 1 inch, I am right where I need to be on both of these. That could change when I debubble it. So you want to make sure that there are no air pockets. These are packed loose. So basically just get in there and give them a good stir. And they are both still at 1 inch, so we're going to call that good. Now, this is so important. So important. You want to take a clean paper towel and you want to dip it in vinegar. I have a little bowl with vinegar water sitting over here to the side. So you want to dip it in vinegar and you want to clean your rims. Clean, clean, clean. And because I'm a little compulsive about it, because I'm using meat products, which has a lot of fat in it, I do them twice. I got a second clean one, and I'm dipping it, and I'm going to do it one more time, just to be sure. Even if you think your rims are clean, you want to do it anyway. Alright, so now I'm going to put the lids on. It is no longer recommended that you preheat your lids for pressure canning, which is convenient when you are trying to save time. And you just want to get these on finger tight. That's all that you're looking for, is finger tight on these. Alright, and I'm going to put these in the canner, and I am going to finish jarring up the rest of these, and once I have the canner filled, I will bring you back. We are back, and this is venting a steady stream of pressure. I'm not sure that you can see it, but it is a steady stream of pressure. So what we are going to do is we are going to set our timer for 10 minutes, and we are going to let this vent for 10 minutes. Okay, I'm back, and the timer has gone off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my regulator on. Now, I use a weighted regulator. It comes in 3 pieces, and the base is 5 pounds. And then each ring that fits on it is an additional 5 pounds. And for my altitude, I can at 10 pounds weighted. It's very important that you can correctly for your altitude. You just set the regulator on just like that. So it's very important that you can correct the correct pressure for your altitude, and I will leave a link in the description below for a website where you can get the altitude for your address. Alright, I'm back, and we are up to pressure. The jiggler is jiggling away just like it needs to. I've turned my burner down. I'm a couple of pounds ahead of where I need to be. I've turned my burner down, but it's an electric stove, and it takes it a couple minutes to get down to where it needs to be. Now for me, the sweet spot is about medium-low once it's up to pressure. I've got black-eyed peas going that have ham hocks and okra in them, and you always can for the longest time, but dry beans and meat can for 75 minutes for pints and 90 minutes for quarts. I canned in pints, so I'm going to set my timer for 75 minutes, and once the timer's up, I'm going to shut the stove off, and I'm going to let the pressure come down. Now, you'll know that your pressure is down and it's safe to open when this lock right here drops. It's still going to be hot, but it's not under pressure anymore, so it's safe to open. So once I get the canner open, I will bring you back. Okay, so you can see that the lock has dropped. That indicates that it is completely down from pressure. I'm going to remove my regulator, and I am going to open the lid. Now, you want to do this carefully. You want to always open away from you because there is still plenty of steam in there. Okay, I'm going to take them out. And you want to always be sure that you lift straight up out of the canner. There is a desire, there is an urge to tilt them to get the little drops of water off the top. Don't do that. You want to keep them straight up and down. Black-eyed peas with ham hocks and okra. They've cooked in the broth. And you always want to put your canned goods out of the canner onto a soft surface. I have a folded up towel. This is my canning towel. I'm going to set them out, and I'm going to leave them sitting for probably about 24 hours. So tomorrow night, I will come back and I will take off the rings, and I will check the seals, and I will wash the jars, and I will label them, and I will put them in the pantry. And there you have it. Black-eyed peas with okra and ham hocks in the pantry waiting to be eaten. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you enjoy videos about canning and southern cooking, I hope that you'll subscribe and stick around to see what other content we can come up with. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a wonderful rest of your day.